no matter where you are on your journey, you can help, and you have to help. Help those others. Because as you're moving forward, you bring other people with you.
Most pilots don't understand what career opportunities are available in the world of aviation. They're making career decisions based on advice from friends or posts on internet forums, meaning they are taking huge risks with their livelihood without having all the details. This podcast was created to help you understand the aviation industry so you can find your dream job. Let's get ready for Pushback. Here's your host and my dad, Nick Fialka.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's Nick. Welcome to Ready for Pushback, solo show. I hope your day has been great and you've found some good time to do the things that are going to move you forward today. And now you're ready to sit down and listen. Maybe you're working out. Maybe you're driving the kids to school and you got your earbuds in. Maybe the kids are listening to the show with me. Hey kids, your parent is awesome. Maybe you are taking a walk around Central Park. I don't know. Maybe you're on the overnight, at the regional, at some 135, at a major. I don't know. But I'm glad you're listening, and that's awesome. Today's topic is lifting as you climb, helping those that need your guidance, your knowledge, your mentorship after you have the CJO or while you're working your way to it. The beauty of aviation is that we are a community. You'll hear me say it sometimes on the ad reads. I talk about Spitfire being a community. And this aviation world certainly is a community. And that is my favorite part. That's why I do this podcast, is because of that communal nature. We are more than the sum of our parts. And here's why. Your journey started looking for people to talk to ask questions. Whether we're talking about becoming a pilot or going into professional aviation, you started by asking questions. You found people who could answer. You looked on the internet. You scoured the internet. You got all the information. You went to those terrible forums where it's just vitriol and anger and nastiness, and you read those. And then you got on Facebook and saw people make ridiculous posts, and you got on Instagram and the TikToks and the things, and you dug deep, and then you started listening to podcasts, and then you had the podcast going with the forums and all their toxicity and all those things, but you gathered information. You spent a huge amount of time getting the data and trying to come up with some kind of plan that would work for you. Because what you were doing is different than what I did. Even if you went to the same flight school as me, and you flew the same aircraft as me, and you did everything just like me, your path is still different. And you find out what works for you. When I did it, when I went to the airlines, I already had a job, right? I already had a business. And I started because my buddy Don came up to me and he said, "Man, you're working too hard. You should go to the airlines." And I'm like, no. He told me to quit my job and go I only needed a multi-engine rating. And I hadn't flown an airplane in almost 10 years. So I certainly needed to get some reps, right? And he really encouraged me over a span of months. I mean, almost a year of me just gathering data. And then he brought me into a message board full of like-minded pilots that helped guide people. And when I got into that private message board, man, I'll tell you what, I read everything. And it was really intimidating because it was a lot of stuff that I had no idea about. And I didn't even understand the lingo and all that stuff. But as I got into it and I had these conversations for almost 2 years, right? I planned and I prayed about it and all those things that I do for almost 2 years before I actually took the plunge. I would talk with everyone I could find that was in professional aviation, whether they were at a regional or a cargo carrier or a major or whatever, wherever they were, I would reach out and talk to them because I wanted to get their perspective. I wanted to hear what they had to say. I also wanted them to help guide me and give me insight to help influence my choices. If it wasn't for the guidance of the people already in professional aviation, there's no way that I could have done this thing that I am doing right now. I didn't know all the things. I never thought I'd be running some podcast, helping other people do it. From getting my multi-engine rating, which is what I needed after getting out of the Navy. I needed a multi-engine rating, all the way to getting to a major airline. I relied on those who came before me, and they helped me get to where I need. The gentleman that gave me my multi-engine rating was my mentor. His name's Michael. He's amazing. He listens to this podcast, and I should do an entire solo episode just on him. He's an amazing human being. And he was a multi-engine instructor. He got his MEI, his multi-engine instructor qual, just so he could do my check ride or do my training. And he got the qual the day I flew in. I flew from Florida to California to fly with him in his friend's aircraft. And everybody helped me out. And then once I was done with that and I passed my check ride, more people were helping me out, and more people helped me understand what the interview would be like at the regional. And more people helped me understand what hours I needed and where I should apply and what to do and how to make a plan. And it was awesome because the beauty of this career field is that people love to help. They love to provide insight. And no matter where you are on your journey, you can help, and you have to help. Help those others. Because as you're moving forward, you bring other people with you. Do it selfishly. Do it because they're going to be below you on seniority if you want to be selfish about it. But you shouldn't. You should do it because you're generous and because you're an awesome guy. You're an awesome gal. You're somebody that is a huge asset to this community. Like, that's who you should be. Be the one that helps. And the best way to do that is to get out of your comfort zone. If you're in the FBO and you're sitting there and you see somebody else sitting there that maybe looks like a pilot, go talk with them. Maybe you can help them. Maybe they can help you. If you're at the gate waiting to commute home, if you're at a major and listening to this podcast and you're waiting to commute home and you see a regional pilot sitting there also commuting home, go talk to that person. Go lift them up. Go help them move forward, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get where you are. You're wearing a hat. You've got 4 stripes. You've got something. Man, go talk to that regional pilot. Take away the mystery of the complexity of this career. We all need mentors. And even though you may not know this, someone wants you to mentor them. And mentoring, it just makes you feel good. You get another friend and you just feel great about what you are doing. And if you're going to mentor somebody, if you're going to help them, be intentional. Do the things that are going to help them. Go out of your way to let them know that you care, and do those things that are going to propel them, even if they don't know that it will. I think about all those organizations that have programs that try to reach out to younger pilots. There's something intoxicating about helping others. There's nothing better than the pride of seeing your people succeed. For me, when I do a coaching session with my Spitfire team, all of a sudden, maybe a text comes through with a CJO picture where somebody got the job. Man, there is nothing better. There's nothing better than seeing somebody at Spitfire succeed. I want to shout it from the rooftops. I got 2 text messages today from 2 guys that got jobs at major airlines, and it is so awesome. I know that my relationship with them had an impact on their life, and I love that. I hope that this podcast has an impact on your life. Mentors help you see what you can't see in yourself. You give them the tools to help them make a decision. You can help them find their passion. When we lift as we climb, we make our community better. And one day of mentoring can change a life forever. So I want you to step forward and be that mentor. Go lift as you climb. Hey, before you jump out of here and go on to the next podcast, can I ask a big favor? Would you mind going over to your app that you're listening to this podcast on and give me a review? Give me a 5-star review if you love it. Give me a 1-star review if it totally sucks. Put a comment in there, something that is helpful. It helps me. It helps get the word out there. It helps people find the podcast, and that's super cool. If you don't do that, maybe you could just share the podcast with a friend. Tell a buddy who's trying to figure it out, trying to sort out this pilot dream of theirs and get a little bit further. That is super awesome as well. Last, if you don't do either of those two things, how about this? Find a way today to make yourself 1% better. Do that thing that you've been putting off. Put your foot forward, make movement, get yourself going, get that inertia that you need to succeed in this industry. So that's your choice. Leave a review, tell a friend, or make yourself better. Either way, it's all a good choice. And I'm super stoked you're listening, and I will see you on the next episode. The statements made on this show are my own opinions and do not reflect, nor are they under any direction from my employer.